What's happening? Welcome everybody to the Bitchuation Room on yet another Tuesday, the best day of the week.
Happy October 7th, everybody!
Hey!
It's our daughter's birthday and nothing else.
That is the voice of my husband, Matt Lieb, who is absolutely correct that our daughter turns 3, meaning she had this date first.
Yep.
And then all hell broke loose when she turned 1. Matt, obviously the co-host of the Bad Hasbara podcast, also the host or co-host of like 7 to 12 other podcasts.
That's right. I have one podcast for every type of person out there. If you are like, oh, I hate politics, well, come check out Free with Ads. If you're like, oh, I like politics, but I don't want to always talk about them, well, check out the Frotcast. Or like, well, I like politics, but I like Mad Men the most. Check out Pod Yourself a Gun.
Pod Yourself a Gun or Mad Yourself a Man.
It's season 3, Mad Yourself a Man. But if you're looking for it, you have to type in Pod Yourself a Gun. We're really trying our best to make sure no one sees that podcast. No, but it is, you know.
And the next podcast that you're gonna do, we will be doing Downton Abbey, right, Matt?
Oh yeah. We're gonna wade Downton in a hole.
Yes, wait, that was my idea.
Yes, it was.
Matt, welcome. We are gonna do a look back at the 3 years we've been parents, and the 2 years since genocide began in Gaza, continuation of the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people. And we have Palestinian-American comedian Lana Salah joining us in just a moment. Very excited to have her with us for the hour. We're going to do a look back, find the new angles, ADL getting finally, I guess, sidelined, broken up with by the FBI, which is both good, but for the wrong reasons. We're going to look at some of the newest and latest and hottest Hasbara, newest propaganda. And of course, do a hearty sesh of bitching. So glad you're here. If you are here, make sure you're liking and sharing the stream right now. Make sure you give this podcast 5 stars wherever you get your podcasts. And if you want to support this show, and if you just found it because you saw my video on Ta-Nehisi Coates v. Ezra Klein, or you saw any of the latest videos, this is a weekly stream and a podcast that you can listen to, but also we're doing deep dives. So the news is literally insane, and you need a far bigger team than we have to cover it all. That's why every couple weeks we put out a long form video, usually about 30 minutes long, a deep dive into one particular topic. Last time it was the pro-natalist movement and all of the creeps within it, including but not limited to Elon Musk. And so I hope you enjoyed that. We also talked about the Lord of the Rings and why the right is obsessed with them, and a forthcoming piece about the slopaganda from this government and why it's the worst government propaganda ever to be made, and what it says about American culture and this administration specifically. And you can support that by going to patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. We're introducing something new, which is not only is it just, supporting the team, supporting Paige and Brent and Andy, but also we're going to do like an extra little PS from every episode. So like 5 extra minutes of just me talking about what it was like to put together the episode, the things I didn't include, the thoughts that came to mind, and also just kind of engaging more with sort of like the, beyond trying to make it funny, like what's like the real shit that I learned and like upset me, which, to be honest with you, with the last pro-natalist video was don't marry the grandson of Milton Friedman.
Yeah. Marry me.
Yeah.
I'm normal.
Well, you're normal. Well, you're both sort of abnormally sized.
Yes.
This man is a straight hobbit.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
He's a tiny guy.
Yeah, and no offense to all the short kings out there. Obviously, I support you in your struggle. I just I feel like it made sense.
Well, he's also a wretched human being.
That's what I'm saying.
That he's the one who's like running Peter Thiel's seasteading operation. And I went to his Twitter and it was like, I'm looking for love. I want to love, like, and he referenced something real corny. Like, and it's like, oh, dude, this guy is about to be like 10 times divorced. Anyway, so go check that out. And thank you so much to all the patrones. $10 gets you a shout out during the fart song and all that. And also, by the way, Matt Lieb.
Yeah. I'm posting about this live stream right
you
now.
Really should.
Yeah.
We're going to be live in Brooklyn a week from yesterday, Monday, October 13th at the Bell House. Get your tickets, still available. Daniel Mate of the Bad Hasbar podcast is going to be doing a hot 5. First time ever doing stand-up. It's going to go great.
It's going to be awesome.
As well as RM Brown of the RM Brown YouTube show, who is known for doing just awesome like video mashup, like mocking the right. And he's going to be doing that live for all of us. So RM Brown's going to be there. Matt's going to be there. I'm going to be there. We're going to go along. It'll be fun. It'll be a Monday night. We're going to get turned up. Now, with all that said, you guys, let me bring in my guest. In addition to the man I just barked in from the living room.
From the couch.
She's a Palestinian-American comedian who lives in LA. She produces a monthly show here called Bigfoot Comedy Show. Please welcome Lana Salah. Hi.
Hey.
See you. How's everything?
Good.
How are you doing?
It's an interesting day, but yeah, otherwise we're happy. Me and my dog are happy and in good health.
Hell yeah.
I can see your dog in the background, I think.
We got to figure out.
We got to figure out.
There we go. We did it.
We did it. Lana, so your dog is in good health. That's important,
Yes.
because you be getting gouged for the vet bills if your dog is sick.
They definitely. I've given him a lot of money this year, so we would like to.
I'm like, for us, it's just teeth extraction for a cat, and they're like, you probably should brush the cat's teeth. I'm like,
Yeah.
And then do I?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I
Once
do,
in a blue moon.
Yeah, I know. I got to get better at that.
They hate it so much, and I feel like I don't know, for every dollar we save in dental bills, we're adding money to the heart health fund. Because this cat is gonna have a heart attack. We keep brushing its teeth the way we do.
That's very true. Lana, you are our guest. Well, Matt's my guest, but tell me, before we jump into everything, we're gonna get into what we are bitching about. This is What Are You Bitching About? Lana, take it away, please. What are you bitching about this fine October 7th?
Gosh, I'm so over the Swifties. Like, just fully over whatever mediocrity, whatever issue. just because it's good. If I feel like it at this point should be classified as like a cult.
Yeah, or at the very least a terrorist organization.
They're starting to dox people, so I do think this is they're somebody said yesterday that they might be the ones who like trigger like the Civil War, just
I could see it.
So wait, slow down. Swifties are doxing people, which is now
basically her album came out. Her new album,
Confessions of
Life of a Showgirl.
Life of a Showgirl.
Excuse me.
The Poets Society.
That was before Dead Poet, whatever it was. So that album came out, and then the Swifties started to like go crazy over it, and then people were like, "It's mediocre." So this like battle of the album being criticized and their responses to it is wild.
Yeah,
it's wild.
It's incredible. What I've seen from it is a lot of really brutal Charlie XCX hate. In ways that I'm like, wait, aren't Swifties like feminist or whatever? Like,
aren't they like, aren't they in female like solidarity with one another?
Not the way they're treating women that are talking about her. Like,
first of all, like all of Taylor Swift's albums are mid. Like it's okay. Like it's okay to be like, this is mid, it's mid, and mid is good enough. Like my mid is, fine.
Yes.
But I did listen to like her like diss track of Charlie XCX, and you're just like, I don't know. It seems kind of corny I just think like going hard. Charlie XCX just seems like a really fun person to hang out with.
Right.
Just like a normal person. Listen, there is no greater indication of somebody being mid or boring than being obsessed with Taylor Swift. So like at this point, like it doesn't really matter what the takes are. Like they're they're sophomoric and they're just boring. So
I think that they're gonna be like, eventually they are just gonna go right wing. Like, I think this is an opening for the right.
So I think her music is a trad wife pipeline.
Oh
wow!
Fuck yeah!
That's some
great.
people were like, "What do you know?" I'm like, I just know what it's like to live in a trad wife culture. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, so
trust me, I've seen this thing before.
She made a whole song about her fiance's genital.
See, I thought that's what that was.
Wood. It was called Wood. Like, what? It's the whole song is about. Like, it's almost like she just had sex for the first time. It's so funny. It's like,
I mean, sometimes dick be like that, though.
It feels like that, It's like, I guess. Like,
good dick will imprison you. You know what I'm saying?
Let's just say we should be all happy there's not more NFL players to go around. I think
absolutely.
I mean, my beef that I'm more focused on is the Cardi B, Nicki Minaj stuff, because that's sort of where my heart lies, and I'm a big Cardi fan. And Nicki Minaj like truly needs therapy, and it's just like such an unhappy C word, and she's so crazy.
Is she going full Zionist too, or is I know?
No, but she is like, she's like MAGA. Come arrest these people. Or at DHS or whatever, go arrest, Charlemagne the God, go arrest this person. And you're like, what? You can't say that right now.
That's great.
And she's married to a sex offender. I'm just like, again, these people like that need to like not be on the internet. Like, just take a break.
You don't need to be on the internet.
The internet though is mostly like the most like people who live in glass houses motherfucking space. Like,
it's crazy.
The loudest.
It's also the best place to go and look for a crash out. If you're looking to crash out, the internet is just like, if I want to feel something, I just go on the internet and shit on Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I just think it's funny that like the Swifties are gonna become like, maybe they'll be radicalized by this moment because people are shitting on their queen. But yeah, the doxing for Swifties, like, that checks out. They are mighty. I think that's a great thing to bitch about. It's okay to have like your queen is mid and petty, and that's okay. So many artists are mid and petty. I don't know. I'm just like, it's okay.
I just think the lesson in this really extends to, we've gotten so deep into parasocial relationships, be it with artists, be it with politicians, be it with, and this is not good for not only our mental health, it's not good for society, because the only reason why we are that deep in these parasocial relationships is that you honestly think you could kind of be like her, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Say that for what it is. So
you will never be Taylor Swift.
You will never be Kamala Harris. You will never, like, just take 5 steps back and like be present in your own life.
Sure.
Also, none of these people would spit on you if you were on fire.
That's exactly right. I think that's the main thing, is like how much but I do remember some severe fandom that now I can tamp it down, where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go to the Cardi B, meet and greet in Long Beach. I will buy the t-shirt that comes with the signed CD player, and I don't have a CD player. Like, that's my degree, of it. But there's gradations, and you grow up and you learn. Matt, let's kick it over to you. I thought that was
a great one, and honestly, I can't top it. Beyond the topic we're going to talk about, I will say real quick what I'm bitching about is I'm getting too many goddamn robocalls. I get like 10 of them a day, and there was a time where
I like that you said that like a dad.
Oh, let's be honest, that's what I am.
These robocalls.
These robots keep calling my phone. And I keep picking it up.
Yeah, because every time Matt sees a 213 number, he thinks
or a
310, he thinks it's Hollywood. So he's like, "Hello,
have I been accepted?" And then it's always the robot trying to, get me to give them my social, and it pisses me off. I've stopped picking up the phone, and who knows what kind of opportunities I'm missing out on. But it's really annoying because it's like I literally get like 10 of these a day now, and really? I'm just like, this cannot go on like this.
Well, I've gotten like some threatening calls. So Verizon has my shit goes, like, if it is not an identified number, it goes right to voicemail. No, it goes like, it's done.
It's blocked.
It's blocked. You cannot leave a voicemail if I don't know you.
I need to do that.
Yeah. Call them up.
That's crazy.
Call me that won't ring. That won't even.
You can also turn on the
even
filter in your iPhone settings. I think it helps filter out a lot of that stuff too.
You know, we're learning a lot today.
I mean, it's just like, you know, it'll tell me, oh, you got a spam call. And I'd be like, well, then deal with it, robots. What are you telling me for? If you know it's spam.
Ask not what the robots
Ask not what the robots can do for you, but ask what the robots can do for your iPhone.
Exactly.
I feel like he was Israeli a little bit.
No, that was the best JFK I could do.
Mine is long and less fun, but of course, you know, that's how I roll over here at the Bitchuation Room.
That's what we're all about.
Which, by the way, reminder, this is episode 300.
Wow.
Thank you, Chaplain Fred, for that and for the super chat. I will be accepting super chats all throughout this episode.
Absolutely.
300 episodes. We started in earnest in 2020. It's been such an amazing ride. And thank you to everyone who's made it happen, including you listeners. And now, holy crap, the invasion of Chicago, the invasion of Portland, the National Guard being called up from Texas and to go to Illinois, which is insane. That has happened. They're being called up from Texas, 400 of them for 2 months. You know, everyone from police chiefs, as we've heard in Portland, to Governor J.B. Pritzker, over in Illinois, are like, this is making everything worse. You are the one who are making it a war zone. Specifically in Chicago, ICE has rammed their vehicle in. They claim the woman tried to ram her vehicle into them, and they opened fire on her. So they fired on her 6 times. Luckily, she is okay. But now they're charging her with a crime. They apparently screamed at her, "Do something, bitch," before they shot at her. She's now been charged again with a felony. That's on top of the footage I think we've all seen of blackhawk helicopters descending onto an apartment complex in the middle of the night, where children were awoken and put in flex cuffs, where people were like naked, and things. About 1,000 immigrants have been arrested in this crackdown in Chicago, and it's, on the one hand, it's really fucking terrifying, and on the other hand, you're seeing Chicago really stand up, because Chicago, remember, you know, during the like day without an immigrant back in like 2014, remember how much Chicago like showed up. Like it is such a stronghold of like, you know, of immigrant power, honestly, and working class power. And I think it's a little less atomized than Los Angeles is. You know, Los Angeles is just a cluster of, you know, fueling fiefdoms,
right?
Or feuding fiefdoms. It's harder to sort of organize, but I think Chicago really does have it, you know, more on lock. And recently, Kristi Noem and the DHS thugs were denied entry to a bathroom at an Illinois State like a building. Yeah. And they were complaining now that this is like a form of violence because they were not able to go pee in this building that they want to do. Like, okay, well,
that's great.
Yeah. So I'm bitching about like broadly how everything has become so effing militarized and become the nightmare that the right always says that the left is actually the ones engaging in. And specifically in that, you know, there's a propaganda machine that you got to fuel and you've got to feed in the whole ICE crackdown. And Fox News is doing its job. And in service of demonizing every leftist, and specifically the group Antifa, they had on.
Is it a group though?
Oh, it's a group. There's badges and there's like, it's like the Girl Scouts really, or like Boy Scouts. It's like there's different, you earn different badges for different things. Yeah. Like, oh, you know, like you hopped a fence, or you unarrested a friend, you get this badge. Yeah,
right. You bricked a Walmart, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You threw tear gas canister back.
Right.
You successfully added 6 people to a, you know, unmessy polycule. Like there's definitely stages.
Yeah, you unearthed an FBI plant.
You unearthed an FBI plant. That's a big one that a lot of Antifa failed to gain. But anyway, so Fox News' Jesse Waters had what they called a former Antifa member on. And just watch this guy, and we're going to talk about why it's so suspicious.
Mostly recruiting, working with youth.
Okay, so the main question you can imagine is like, what have you been up to these days?
Yeah.
Former Antifa member who's still wearing a gaiter over their face and really doesn't look anything. This is a 52-year-old white guy who is former. Like, what's going on? Anyway, what are you up to?
Mostly recruiting, working with youth. Getting and just going out, spitting out the message. And the thing is to a lot of people get into it because they want to. On the out.
Okay.
There is something pathological about the right-wing obsession with Antifa. They have now come to the point where they have invented an entire culture of an organization that does not exist. Like the idea that Antifa isn't something beyond a localized group of people who are like, we're going to be the black bloc at the protest. We're going to be, the anarchist contingent. Listen, we have been in left spaces for a long, long time. The idea that this is a very particularly organized group of people is fucking it's fan fiction.
It's fan fiction to the point where this is clearly not a real guy.
Right.
So it's such fan fiction that this is not a former Antifa member, not an Antifa whistleblower who's like, I'm just going out there, getting recruiting. And this is a mashup from Decoding Fox News of another guy who they had on who was a former Mexican mafia member. And they look pretty freaking similar.
Yeah. And the thing is to, a lot of people get into it because they want to.
On the outside, 36 years have been behind bars. Considered extremely violent enough to be recruited by the Mexican mafia prison gang.
There's...
I love this.
That guy sounds a little different to me.
Yeah, he looks a little different too.
Looks a little different.
I'm not sure if it's the same guy. Although I don't think it's wrong to say that we all kind of look alike.
All white people kind of like
you mean the first guy is not Michael Rapaport?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Look at it. That's what people are saying. He really does have the Michael Rapaport, makeup. All right, let's take a little listen to a little bit more and then find out who this guy might be.
There's an error, especially when you're younger, that you're out here and you're doing something, and that's very appealing.
Eric.
I love that. Like, can't you feed him any more lines about, we have to smash the state.
Right.
Capitalism is theft. Property is theft. No gods, no masters. Just read some T-shirts. You know what I'm saying?
The master's tools will not dismantle the master's house. Like, do something that sounds real. I love it too, because they're just like, we got this former Antifa member, and he's like, yeah, I did that for a while, and now I'm kind of like pro-fa. Like I decided like fascism was kind of sick, so I've kind of joined. And the fact that he's still covering his face, why is that to protect against reprisals?
Yeah,
from
exactly.
who?
No, exactly. And like there are like former Antifa, they're called feds.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Just talk to your fucking FBI.
Yes.
And you'll find them. Now, here's the interesting detail about homie who claims to be former Antifa over here, which is that he may not look like the cartel guy exactly, because the cartel guy looks like he's got brown eyes. But anyway, the point is that he does look like a one Robert O'Neill, who is the Navy SEAL who shot bin Laden. He's a former Navy SEAL, and the internets are very much thinking about it.
Interesting.
Saying that they look incredibly similar. Look at their eyes. And by the way, Robert O'Neill is he contributes to Fox News regularly.
Right. Yeah. He's a right-wing like pundit now, essentially. And I love this. We're doing man's investigations on this. We're looking at We're looking at his eye folds and drawing.
We're going to be looking at a lot of eye folds coming up, and not in a racist way. But you know, not in like that could get fixed. You know, double fold, single fold way. The point is we're looking at them because these cowards are also covering their faces, like ICE is covering their faces and all this. But it's just so funny to like it. Actually, you actually could probably get like again a Fed or someone who like used to be part of a political organization and is like, actually, you know, I didn't like their methods. I didn't, you know, a lot of right wingers have that origin story. Like Tim Pool was at Occupy Wall Street. There's some other dude I was just looking into who, I can't remember, but like a number of them like are like, you know, a lot of right wing origin stories are just pussies that went to a protest one time and we're like, wow, you guys are like serious about this. And we're like, gross.
Or they got yelled at by you know, like someone who was non-white, and they were just like, well, you know,
exactly
starting to feel a little bit discriminated against. You know, I better, hey, is there a group of white people I could hang out with where we could talk shit about everyone else? And then that's how they get there.
Indeed. Let's move on. But first, a word from our sponsors that I will not subject Lana to the whole thing, but here we go. You guys know that my dear friends at Sunset Lake CBD over in Vermont grow the best, most regeneratively farmed, most third-party tested, most wonderful CBD over there. And I have to just sing the praises of their drink because they have these teas called lifted teas that have 1 milligram of 5 milligrams of CBD and 1 milligram of THC. And it's real nice, especially when you like, I'm a like grab a beer at the end of the day type thing. Baby just went to bed. Like, I need to relax. She screamed like so loud. The decibels are just insane. My eardrum is broken. And instead, grabbing a Sunset Lake CBD lifted tea has been lovely. In addition to their gummies and their tinctures and their coffee and their salves for your aching muscles, go to sunsetlakecbd.com. Use coupon code FRANTIFA at checkout for 20% off your order. Coupon code FRANTIFA at checkout. The other thing to know is that fall is kind of like a reset, you know, between back to school, busier routine, shorter days, finding time to cook can also be tough. And for me, especially around lunchtime, where I'm like, I want to eat healthy. I don't just want to have a bunch of Trader Joe's frozen food again. And that's why I love Factor. They have chef prepared, dietitian approved meals, never frozen, always fresh. I just had this sweet potato grits and chicken dish, like sage chicken. It was so good. The flavors are actually surprisingly delicious. Much better than I could whip up.
Yeah, so good. We tried to do it ourselves and failed miserably.
Exactly. So you get 50% off plus 1 free breakfast for a year, so long as your membership is active. Eat smart at factormeals.com/bitchuation50 off and use that code bitchuation50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. Again, get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Again, offer valid only for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription. It's kind of like there's no reason not to try it. Just try it. Try it. I'm not going to say I guarantee it because that's the Men's Warehouse line.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to like the way you eat.
You're going to like the way you taste.
Yep.
That's it. That's the one. That's it.
We did it.
We did it. Let's get into it. It has been 2 years since the genocide began on the people of Gaza, obviously coming off of the Hamas attacks. And there's a lot to go through. There's a lot to talk about. But I think it's important to know, and I've done sort of the math on this. There officially have been just over 67,000 Palestinians in Gaza killed, about 170,000 wounded, which is a massive undercount given how dangerous it is just to count dead and loved ones or find people in buried rubble. What has happened in the last 2 years, every 10 days, there has been an October 7th. That is, even if you were using the official numbers, that's what we're looking at. 200,000 tons of explosives have been dropped on Gaza. And I'm remembering back, guys, to 2 years ago when this, first happened. And my initial, reaction was fear, and also was fear of this exact thing playing out, which is just an all-out assault on the people of Gaza. And I think it has, sadly, we who were saying it then were proven incredibly and horribly right. And so I'm just like taking stock, because the thing I've been wanting to say is like, this is why people posted Palestinian flags on October 7th. It wasn't celebrating any murder. It was saying we know that these acts are acts of desperation. And also we know what the fuck is about to happen is going to be so much worse, only because we've seen it before in all of the previous wars on Gaza, specifically whenever there are acts of resistance like this. But I don't know, Lana, you're a Palestinian American. Maybe you can give us sort of your thoughts 2 years on, and maybe tell us like where your family's from.
So my family is from 1948 Palestine. So their villages are gone. I still have family in the West Bank, in Bethlehem, in the Tesha refugee camp. My father spent his youth in the Kalandia refugee camp, which is outside of Ramallah. And I've also, I've been there. I've been to Gaza. My dad was, very insistent that just from our youth that we learn the language, that we were, very active in activism. My family was very active, and this is, from the 70s and the 80s. So, this was, during the time of, I guess, the PLO. And so we're very much like involved. I've also lost family, even, in the West Bank prior. I mean, that's the thing. It's like people just really get wrapped up in October 7th, and, not to be disrespectful, but it feels like it's just kind of a day, because for a lot of people, they've lost all of their people before anything like that happened. So it is, I was in Europe, actually, when October 7th happened. I had just left the Middle East on October 3rd.
Wow.
So I was in Santorini which is really,
it's a good place to get bad news.
Yeah, but it's also like, you're just like, okay, when you travel, you're not like online, you're not like, doing all that. So it was definitely like a feeling of like, when I'm back on the mainland, it's going to be different. And then also like flying back, I just knew when I flew back to LA, I'm like, things are different. Things are going to be different when I land.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Matt, I feel like you spent the early days of what, after October 7th, kind of, not immediately, but in the weeks and months following, really mocking liberal Zionists who before October 7th seemed to be pretty firmly against occupation and understood kind of the root causes of a group like Hamas, even like, coming to be.
Yeah.
And the reason you were mocking them was because they were suddenly incredibly quiet.
Right.
Afterwards. And then you started a whole podcast.
That's right. On October 6th, I mean, it was the middle of the night. I just want to like point this out. I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I became aware that something was happening, technically on the 6th or like midnight on, the 7th, when I opened up Twitter, and I saw Michael Rapaport posting about already. Yeah. He was posting about something's going down in Israel. I just want to say I'm Israel high, and we're gonna destroy these terrorists. They're trying to. And I was just like, oh no, what's happening? Like immediately I was like, well, I guess Michael Rapaport is more of a Zionist than I knew. We'll see if that leads anywhere. Yeah. So I got my news from Rapaport that night. And I immediately, sank into a depression because, the next day we had been planning for our daughter's birthday. And, I knew that this day would forever be, at least in the Jewish community, would be associated with this attack rather than my wonderful daughter turning another age. And that pissed me off. I knew immediately that whatever was happening, as I saw footage from it and people doing some cursory reporting early on, I was like, this seems like a massive humiliation for not just the IDF but the entire state of Israel. I mean, a massive embarrassment even to the ideology of Zionism as this is the only way the Jews will be safe is if we live in an apartheid state. And I knew that this was going to be met with genocide. I mean, it was just so clear from the very beginning. And I think a lot of us knew that. And every time we pointed that out, obviously we were getting, told to shut up or told that we were
getting yelled at by Oscar-nominated filmmakers and actors and writers.
Yes.
That was the nice stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was the nice stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we were obviously trying to. I think we were both trying to be somewhat diplomatic in the first week, where we were contextualizing the attack. Without trying to be if you're mourning your dead, I'm not here to tell you they deserved it. That's never been.
No, and I think the similar, the very same narrative we saw play out when Charlie Kirk was murdered played out on October 7th, which is why are you celebrating this? And people were not celebrating. I mean, vast majority of Americans were just not. It was oh shit, if anything.
Yes.
But there was no the celebration was so painted on anyone who showed solidarity with Palestinians.
Right, that was considered
when there was no evidence of it.
We were yelled at for essentially celebrating by mentioning the existence of apartheid in
not now, guys.
Yeah, not now. Exactly.
It's not the time.
Yes, this is not the time. This attack exists outside of history. And in fact, the only thing you can tie this to historically is the Nazis. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh, this is going to be their 9/11. For them, this is going to be the propaganda that they use constantly in order to keep people consenting. This is and
the other thing that made it feel very much like 9/11 in the immediate aftermath was the lack of evidence to some of the crimes that they alleged happened, the beheaded babies, the babies in ovens. We've talked about Zaka Group on this show. We've talked about all the propaganda that is used, but that was very 9/11-y to me as someone who lived through 9/11, who was there, who was who
did 9/11.
Yeah, who did 9/11 exactly. It was just you, and even then there was more imagery, but it was we don't have to find out who bin Laden is, where bin Laden comes from, who funded bin Laden for many, 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 many years. It's nope, we are going to war. This is the objective, over and over and over again. And so it all felt, sort of.
Well, they cook it up so quickly.
Exactly.
It's okay, we got to get this done. 7 days in, you're already dropping bombs, and it's just
exactly.
I mean, it was that very day they started bombing, and to me, I was it was just so disgraceful because I was they don't even know that they're getting the okay to bomb targets just willy-nilly because they're like, well, we have to do something. Let's kill some random people, you know?
And let me just be clear, having been there and having been to Gaza and been on those roads, the initial thoughts of like, okay, this happened. And then, the shock and going through the timeline, you're like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like, they would stop us within 5 minutes of walking on a beach to tell us to leave in Tel Aviv. And you're telling me like within 6 hours, like nobody showed up. Like it's such an impossibility when you've been there and you know how things operate that you're like, it had to be like they delayed it on purpose.
There's a lot of, I mean, the fact is there's a lot of questions still that we're not supposed, we're not allowed to ask and whatnot. We know that there was not enough security. They were pulled off from, the IDF was sort of pulled off from the region.
I mean, there's a lot of questions about it, and
they knew that something like this could happen. I mean, again, similar to 9/11, it was like
they were warned that it was going to happen. They had, Egyptian intelligence, which works hand in hand with the Israeli government, was telling them that this was going to happen. And I think we all knew that like the cui bono of the whole thing, the like who benefits thing was like so clear that it's hard to not be like, well, what do you want us to think, right? And whether or not, it's a case of the Netanyahu government knew and covered it up, or the Netanyahu government did the Hannibal Directive and actually was responsible for a lot of murders of their own people. Like all of this is just different factors within like a greater picture of like the genocide that they are currently pulling off is a continuation of the genocide that they've been doing since 1948.
And also, I think very revelatory, because no matter what, happened on the day and the lack of care to, or to protect or whatnot, and again, hostages' family members are livid at the Netanyahu government. Because the behavior of Israel since has been absolute disregard for the lives of the hostages, 78 of whom I believe are still alive. And it's like, what have they done that shows they are serious about saving lives? Bring home the hostages, get Van Jones to wear a pin. Meanwhile, what the fuck are you actually doing to bring home the hostages? Nothing. They are collateral to you. They allow you to reoccupy, to genocide the people of Gaza. They are the way in. And that has been so clear. And so there's a lot to say. And I'm appreciative we can have a little bit of a sort of a look back at all of this. I'll just end this portion by saying that my good friend Ora Wise, who's done a lot of Palestine solidarity organizing as, Jewish American born in Israel, she was the first guest who came on, and she said, this is what we've been working to prevent. The liberation movements of Palestine have been working to prevent a violent action like this, right? That all the, organizations, that were not militant, the peaceful right of return marches, the endless, the BDS movements, which is a nonviolent movement, is to say violence is the, this is a last resort. We don't want that. We want, an intifada, which are, the first intifada, a nonviolent movement.
Right.
And
the second intifada, violence born out of the fact that is the only it was out of necessity. It was the only thing that was left after the collapse of any sort of peace accord.
No, and I'm not here to put again, I really do think that, we also need to interrogate our perfect victim narrative. You've interviewed Mohammed El-Kurd, who talks about this a lot, about as soon as the victim, i.e. fights back in a way that you disagree with, suddenly you throw your hands up, which I think actually was sort of your initial, Matt, you calling out liberal Zionists for doing exactly that. It's like, now that shit gets really real,
right,
you've lost all sense of what this issue, what is at its core.
Right. And you've shown your your hand a little bit at what actually matters to you. And at the end of the day, what matters to you is
They were all very comfortable with Palestinians having no rights, having nothing. They were just all very comfortable with that status quo. That's all it is.
Yes.
Right.
And the ethno supremacy was only bad, because it made you feel bad for supporting it. But you were able to support it if you put yourself in the cadre of people who were like, oh, but we're trying to fix it. And then as soon as, October 7th happens, it's just mask off. Well, it's ethno supremacy is necessary. And let's be real, who counts more as people?
Yeah.
Us or them? And it's going to be us.
Yep. I did want to just say, and I'm curious, Lana, as someone who grew up understanding the occupation, understanding, ethnic cleansing. Now you've had people who weren't us, right? Like people who some of the people I've had on this show, some of my friends were like, I actually just came to this issue post October 7th, as heinous as it was. Obviously, it actually got me to pay attention to this,
right?
Which is actually my first post on socials, where I can't believe it took something so atrocious like this act of violence to get people to pay attention to what was going on. You know what I mean? It's but the point is,
it did take for a lot of people,
right? But the point is actually, and especially when it comes to Democrats, 75% of them, according to a new Quinnipiac poll, oppose Israel's military actions in Gaza. 66% of independents, which is huge. 56% of Republicans support more spending given to Israel. They do not largely disapprove. They don't oppose it. Again, half of the voters surveyed, including 77% of Democrats, said they believe Israel is committing genocide. 77% of Democrats say Israel is committing genocide.
Yeah, you'd figure the politicians who claim to represent Democrats would call it that.
I mean, 77%, and I guess we're a year later, but this number back then, we could probably look it up, but it was probably somewhere around
really
45.
Nothing.
No, but I'm saying it was enough to pay attention to.
Right.
It was enough to be this is a voting block that's going to F me in the end. I'm talking about Kamala Harris.
Oh, in that time. Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
right.
yes.
There were, at that time, they were enough already. Prior to that, as somebody who's, born in Chicago, grew up in America and lived, I think that seeing that shift, seeing people, A, learn about it, B, get to the point where they're like, wait, this is not okay. And C, go, wait, we're paying for that and then we need money. That's happened so quickly for some people. Honestly, kind of instantaneously for some people.
Yes.
Yeah.
As soon, they're just like, wait a minute, what? No, we're not cool with that. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it speaks to how strong, the cause is when you finally understand. And also how strong Israel is fighting with propaganda and everything, because you just went looking for it. We don't have a PR arm. We have Mo as a TV show. That's what they have. So we don't have anybody doing PR for us. So the fact that a bunch of people figured it out without the $1 billion that Kamala spent, and we're like, wait, we're still not cool with this. So I think, that's where, just as a Palestinian American, and I think most Palestinians would agree, that's the wildest thing we thought we would never see in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's sad that it came off of, such, death and tragedy. It's just the fact that obviously nobody was going to pay attention.
Yep. No, I think that's the sea change, at least in the United States, which is, I think, where we can affect change. Look, it's still about ending funding to Israel, period. That's what this movement is about. That's what we can do. Mm-hmm. And when you see numbers like this, 77% of Democrats, 64% of Republicans say they do not believe Israel is committing a genocide. And yet what's so funny about this is a lot of their mouthpieces, their Candace Owens is, formerly Charlie Kirk's, were questioning Israel because it is a cultural shift. It is beyond left and right. I mean, I'm talking about parties here, but it is so ubiquitous that reality is doing the PR for Palestinian life, right? Mm-hmm. That is what's happening. And so
that's why the Van Jones thing, I think, was so particularly insidious. Mm-hmm. Van Jones going on Bill Maher and making a dead baby joke, about dead Palestinian babies.
I wonder if he knew they would laugh. I don't know if he was really, I honestly, there's a part of me that doesn't think he thought they would laugh that hard.
But he loved it.
But he loved it. Like, he got excited. Like, it was just.
Oh, he absolutely loved it. And we'll play some of the video if you want to show it just in case
just because we talking about it.
We talking about it. Yeah.
We talking about it. Gotta watch it. You know what? I looked for his number in my phone and I think I either deleted it or he had it deleted somehow, which is weird.
How could he go into your phone and delete it?
I don't know. I also was like, can that happen?
Sometimes when I transfer phones, like my cloud stuff doesn't, like, I've had that happen where it's like the numbers don't transfer over or something.
Because you guys know, I used to like be friendly with him back in like 2016. And he comes from the left. He comes from movements.
Well, yeah, originally, yeah. But
we talked about doing a podcast together back in like 2015. Then he used to call me randomly because he accidentally had me in there as his assistant. So he would like regularly call me and I'd be like, Van, it's not me. It's not who you want, blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, fun times.
And then they would text each other at night, but accidentally.
No, dude, never.
I see it differently. I love this conversation because I think people who went to college give a lot more credit to college courses for how the world works than I do. This is not about critical race theory on college campuses. This is about Iran. Iran and Qatar have come up with a disinformation campaign that they are running through TikTok and Instagram that is massive. If you are a young person...
Can I just say he is wearing a Bring Them Home pin.
Yeah.
And he is, I mean, this is 2 years in. This is what's so crazy.
Have you not seen the pictures, the video of him with Rabbi Shmuley?
Oh, of course. Yeah. He's close with Shmuley.
It's all over.
You open up your phone and all you see is dead Gaza baby, dead Gaza baby, dead Gaza baby. Right. Diddy, dead Gaza baby, dead Gaza baby. That's basically your whole feed.
With Thomas Friedman, like world's most renowned Islamophobe.
Yeah.
And so just like, so what about that is fucking propaganda? Like, this is what's so insane to me about that clip. What is propaganda about that? Are you saying that Iran and Qatar are you buying into the like Pallywood lie that they're like fake
it's so dehumanizing that it's the pinnacle of dehumanization to say these are just fake babies that Iran and Qatar are putting on your timelines, and that's all it is, you guys.
Yeah, it's just a propaganda campaign.
Like, you guys are falling for this AI campaign. It's insanity.
Well, this is why I find this particularly disgusting, is because whether or not I don't think he's doing like necessarily this is Pallywood thing. What he is doing is what I've seen a lot of like liberal Zionists do, and Zionists in general, which is, you are falling for the propaganda that it's making this your top issue. There's dead babies all over the place, but the propaganda is causing you to only focus on the dead babies in Gaza. Now, what's fucking insane about this to me is that he is essentially projecting. Like, this is complete 100% Zionist projection.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, that people post about dead babies because every day there are new dead babies. People don't like dead babies. People don't like when our tax dollars go to dead babies. So he can complain about Sudan and say, oh, why don't you talk about all these other things? Because our tax dollars are going directly to killing these children. And number two, I have seen what he's talking about is a real phenomenon, but it doesn't apply to Palestinians and to Iran. It applies to Israel and to Zionists. Like, what he's describing is the Israeli digital content strategy, which is to take one day, October 7th, and squeeze it for every bit of trauma porn you possibly can. It's propaganda because of the fact that they constantly show images from this day over and over and again on our timeline. You see it all the time on Twitter, on every fucking social media platform, on YouTube. There's mid-roll ads. There's paid influencers. That's actually what he is describing.
Well, there's paid influencers like Van Jones. Like, you don't say this stuff if you are not getting a check.
Yes.
And I'll remind everybody that in the aftermath of October 7th, he went to the like Israel rally or something.
Yeah.
In DC.
Yeah, he did that Israel Day or March for Israel, whatever it was.
Right. He had to follow Brett Gelman going like, we don't need any other races. We only need Jews to stick together.
Oh,
so what we're saying is that people won't be genocidal ghouls for free.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Which is kind of a relief, right?
I mean,
there's a little bit.
I feel like some are. I feel like
there's
some are.
definitely.
Sure.
I know a lot of free.
But I feel like we can tell the ones that are doing it for a check.
Yes, I think so too. And I think like Van Jones is such an obvious like candidate for that. If he's not doing it for like physically getting a check, he's doing it for the
currying favor in some
currying favor. It's for it's like the capital could be, access to power.
Well, the
which
best
is
part
his
about
favorite thing.
Oh yeah, the best part about the Israel Day rally is that he said, we mourn every Israeli baby and every Gazan baby, and they booed him at every Gazan baby.
Yes, they booed him.
And it took him a moment, and you'd think that would be a wake-up call. It's not for Van. Look, just to get back to what's been happening since, there is another ceasefire proposal on the table. It is a 20-point proposal, and it's by a man named Donald Trump, who is a man who definitely should get the Nobel Peace Prize because the black guy who had his job before him got one.
That's right.
And he's black.
That's right. That if you're going to give it to the DEI guy,
it's a DEI prize.
Yeah.
And that I'm being facetious, but he's absolutely serious about it. Trump wants the Peace Prize. They are going to announce winners very soon, actually, which is so funny. I was like, why is everyone talking about it now? Oh, it's because like it's in early October. Now Hamas has agreed to this 20-point plan. Except they've agreed to most of it, except for whether or not they have a future in Gaza. So the part of the plan is that they will have no future, that Hamas will have no future in the governing of Gaza. Hamas members who commit to peaceful coexistence and to decommission their weapons will be given amnesty, and members of Hamas who want to leave will be provided safe passage, right? So it's basically like, you don't have a future here. And to be 100% honest, this plan is not unlike what was being floated under Joe Biden and Antifa and all those genocidal Fs. Like those, it was very similar. It was like, there is no role for Hamas at all, even though, again, we know it is a political organization. It did win free and fair elections. So all that to say, that's what it is. The other things about this, though, and this is where it gets insane. I did a deep dive about it for the channel, the 5 craziest plans for Gaza. Please watch it. It's actually,
it's a great video.
It's nuts. Okay, so remember how Trump kept on saying, we're going to own Gaza. We'll own it. That's still very much on the table. The idea is that the U.S. was going to work with Arab and international partners to develop a temporary international stabilization force, or ISF, to deploy to Gaza. So, I don't know, an occupation, if you will. And this apparently, my favorite part of all of this is that apparently Israel is not going to occupy. They say Israel will not occupy or annex Gaza. As the ISF establishes control and stability of the IDF will withdraw based on standards, milestones, and timeframes linked to demilitarization that will be agreed upon between the IDF, the ISF. So anyway, we'll create random tests for our withdrawal of Gaza, but we won't occupy it. And then practically, the IDF will progressively hand over territory it occupies to the ISF. Okay, so it does occupy to this ISF according to an agreement they will make with a transitional authority until they are withdrawn completely from Gaza, save for a security perimeter presence that will remain until Gaza is properly secure. And then it's again with the if you're Palestinian, you should stay.
Right.
You should stay.
To be absolutely clear, the idea that Israel would be, quote, not occupying Gaza if they were to withdraw troops is like bullshit. It's like baloney. That's like saying Gaza was not occupied after the settlements were taken out in 2005. This is constant argument they make. They're like, well, there were no more settlements. And it was like they were controlled air, land, and sea. They were surveilled, the most surveilled place, in the world. They couldn't get anything in, couldn't get anything out. There was, they were isolated and besieged that entire time. That is occupation. To pretend that's not occupation is bullshit. So
and I think I hope we can fight for more than that. But I think under the eyes of Donald Trump and Netanyahu, even pre-October 7th, 2023, will not come to pass. They're not leaving. I'm sorry, but this idea.
He already said they're not. He already said.
Right. He said in Hebrew.
Said, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Just let them, whatever.
Yep. Yeah. In fact,
we're going to
And Trump's really pissed because he's like, you have to.
Why are you so fucking negative, man?
Yeah, he scolded him.
Scolded him. He said, "This is the quote." Is wait, where is it?
He said, "If you're being, why do you always got to be so fucking negative?"
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. I mean,
he said, when Hamas came back with a yes, but to President Trump's Gaza peace proposal on Friday, Trump called Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu to discuss what he said was good news. Netanyahu felt differently. Bibi told Trump this is nothing to celebrate and it doesn't mean anything. A U.S. official with knowledge of the call told Axios. Trump fired back, I don't know why you're always so fucking negative. This is a win. Take it, babe. Like, truly. And the other part about this is like, oh, I'm sorry, Trump, are you fucking getting played? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, are you getting played? Yeah, you are. You're getting
over
played.
and over and over again.
I'm curious to see because he really wants the Nobel Peace Prize. He really wants this plan to click. I'm curious to see where they're going to break with each other.
Totally.
Because you really are talking about two very similar people.
Yes.
In terms of character and personality.
All
and
right.
So it's going to eventually, it's already starting to, because he doesn't, they're going to renege on everything.
Right.
Absolutely. All that Trump wants is a shiny gold statue in the new Trump Riviera.
He just wants to say he made peace in the Middle East after 3,000 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. He wants that W. They're trying to distract him with other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They also, however, Bibi, this was back in their last meeting, did make sure that he told Trump that he did submit a letter to the Nobel Peace Prize committee on his behalf.
He's forging peace as we speak in one country and one region after the other. So I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well deserved, and you should get it.
Thank you very much. This I didn't know. Wow. Thank you very much.
I'm so glad my camera was off because I got such bad ick from watching that my face contorted.
Yes.
Whenever I see them all in a room together, I keep thinking about the Tom Cruise movie, Operation Valkyrie. Anyways, just kidding. I'm having fun. Bye. They're all there. I'm just kidding. Just fun. Everyone's having fun.
Let's talk about actual resistance because there is a lot. I mean, well, before we leave this future, you have to know Larry Ellison, who, as we talked about before, is all in on TikTok in terms of, helping the propaganda machine roll on for Zionism. He also supports the Tony Blair Institute of Tony Blair. And Project Aurora is a Tony Blair Institute-backed plan for Gaza that involves insane things like selling land in Gaza on the blockchain to investors. So you can imagine some sort of scenario in which they say, okay, 2 million Palestinians, you can have 10 tokens, and your 10 tokens are good for a certain amount of money, on the blockchain. And you can either sell those tokens and get X amount of money, or, keep them for your homeland or whatever. This is truly the dystopian nightmare that awaits whatever kind of next steps rebuilding, occurs.
Yes.
We're talking about things like the Elon Musk smart manufacturing zone, like a lot of free trade zone. What if this was a free trade zone?
Right.
As if any of the land, after the amount of the tons of, toxic matter that has been dumped onto Gaza could could be reused. I mean, there's so much healing that the land has to go through before it could even be developed. But it's just, anyway, this is the hell world that they want to introduce Gazans to. It still gets worse. But anyway, there are fighters, there are heroes. I don't know what's happening. I didn't do that. You did it.
I didn't do shit.
You did shit.
I'm just sitting here playing with my hands.
There are heroes who do not want to be called heroes, in fact. And that is flotilla members and Greta Thunberg specifically. Obviously, last week, 43 boats were intercepted by Israel. One of them got within 9 miles of the shores of Gaza. There are 9 more boats on their way under the banners of the 1,000 Madeleines movement. One of those boats I spoke with the other day, they're called Soul of My Soul, based on the grandfather who has, held his dying grandchild and said, "You're my soul, my soul." I mean, this is the kind of beautiful resistance that we're seeing right now. 341 out of the 479 activists that Israel has detained have been let go. Taig is apparently
he's free. He's out.
Free.
Greg Stoker is out.
Mandela's free too. Greg Stoker is free.
Yeah.
Greg Stoker's free. These are I don't know Mandela.
Mandela.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, I wouldn't know him. Grandson of Nelson Mandela.
We call that the Mandela effect.
It just got out before,
yeah. And here was Greta as she was released. And this is obviously after we learned that Israel apparently wrapped her in an Israeli flag, made her kiss the flag, dragged her by her hair.
Tortured her,
treated her horribly.
Leaders, so-called leaders who are supposed to represent me, who continue to fuel a genocide, death and destruction, they do not represent me. And this is a last resort. That this mission has to exist, it's a shame. It is a shame. And I could talk for a very, very long time about our mistreatment and abuses in our imprisonment, trust me, but that is not the story. What happened here was that Israel, while continuing to worsen and escalate their genocide and mass destruction with genocidal intent, attempting to erase an entire population, an entire nation in front of our very eyes, they once again violated international law by preventing humanitarian aid from getting into Gaza while people are being starved. And we want to also emphasize that we do not only need humanitarian aid to enter Gaza, we need an end to the siege, we need an end to the occupation and the oppression. This action was challenging our extremely violent business as usual that is preventing these war crimes from happening.
That's a little bit of what she said. She was also interrupted by someone who screamed hero at her. And she said, no, we are not heroes. The people of Palestine are heroes. And this is the most minimum that we could possibly do. Mm-hmm. I love her so hard. I love that she refuses to be a Lieb.
I know.
I love that she also, played the hits. Let's be real. The hits are our leaders. Our leaders.
Yeah.
I don't know if she said "how dare you," but she did say "shame."
Oh yeah.
She said the shame.
Yeah.
So when that, I don't know. There's something about the Greta voice that really gets me in the feels.
Right. It's like hearing Oasis play Wonderwall.
Exactly like that.
Yes.
And there's a little bit more that she had to say. I just love, again, they can't make her a Lieb, and she really sees this as part of a longer trajectory of fighting for liberation and freedom.
I will continue to fight for a free world, a world free of all forms of oppression and racism, where we put human and planetary well-being over short-term economic profit and geopolitical control for a few. And that might sound naive, but I would any day choose being seen as naive over having double standards and not doing anything in the face of injustice. And I urge everyone to join the global uprising for justice, freedom and equality, and to apply real pressure on our governments and institutions to fulfill their legal obligations to ensure human rights for everyone. We have truth, morale, international law, justice, love, history, and solidarity of the world, as well as basic fucking common sense on our side. The war criminals have hate, lies, and weapons. Justice will prevail. Free Palestine.
I love her. I would rather be called naive than have a double standard. Like, I love that. Basic fucking common sense. So that shit is inspiring. There's also more though, because not everyone, and I don't know if organizer Tiago of Brazil, I believe originally, has been released, but there's something he wrote that has been shared by Global Samud, which is the movement. I mean, he was one of the main organizers. He wrote, today is Monday, October 6th. We're now in the Kitsot prison in the middle of the Negev desert in occupied Palestine. We've been here for 5 days since the Israeli Navy intercepted our humanitarian nonviolent solidarity mission that aimed to break the illegal siege of Gaza and create a humanitarian corridor. Since we were illegally intercepted in international waters, we've suffered many violations. Many of us have been physically assaulted, threatened by dogs, deprived from sleeping, aimed by lasers and live shotguns, subject to all kinds of psychological abuse, from putting people for hours in excruciating positions, taking buses adapted as prisons with the heat on, creating a heat chamber, and dealing with so many threats all the time. Since they know I'm the organizer of the mission, they not only did all that, but they also took me to many long hours of interrogation with intelligence officers and even with the IOF themselves. After standing my ground and defending Palestine, they kept threatening my baby daughter, spat on my face, took me with soldiers for a walk in the desert while threatening to kill me. I mean, this all just sounds very Guantanamo / like, cartel behavior. Right. Take someone into a desert, surrounded by people, make them think you're gonna, like, what could Tiago tell them that they want to hear? Like, right. what is this?
Yeah. And it's funny because it's like so clear that so much of Israeli society, including the IDF, like has bought into its own propaganda. Like, they truly do believe that the only reason for any of this is because this is being organized by Hamas. They truly cannot.
I just feel like the whole country is a psyop at this point,
right? But it's weird because
they both country,
because like, you'd expect people, doing a psyop to know they're doing a psyop and to.
No, it's like the Truman Show for the people
like
that
the
are
Truman
living
Show,
there.
totally.
It's like a psyop, but the people living there are living. It's like
they don't know. Yeah,
they don't know,
like,
and they're sort of like going through the motions as if this humanitarian activist has any information, as if they're actually fighting a war.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And so, like, when you see this type of behavior, it's so, I guess, like, I don't know, removed from reality.
Yeah.
That you can't even like fully understand what's going on unless you look at it as like, oh, they actually just do believe that Greta is like Yahya Sinwar's buddy. like they truly,
the number of people who are fucking terrified of Greta. And it's so funny though, because not to make it all about her, but it really is because she isn't a lib. She's not going to sugarcoat shit for you. And also, like, it's why Peter Thiel talks about her all the time. Elon Musk talks about her.
The Antichrist.
He thinks she's the Antichrist.
I actually think the Antichrist is Peter Thiel and Sam Altman in a trench coat.
Yes, 100%.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
We can all agree on that. Like, what do you mean, Greta? Like,
Sam yeah.
Yeah, I love when the world's moistest man is just like, that person's the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike me, who bathes in God's light. It's like,
why are you 107 degrees right now?
Why are you sweating like the guy from fucking like Total Recall who's trying to convince Schwarzenegger to take the pill? And then he realizes, oh, he's sweating, and then he kills him. It's a good movie.
It's a great movie. They also were subjected to Itamar Ben-Gvir, again, someone who's been convicted of hate crimes by Israel itself, who somehow is still in the Israeli government. Ben-Gvir really wanted a moment with the flotilla members, and activist Kieran Andrew of the UK speaks after this. But just take a look at what Ben-Gvir does.
תסתכל עליהם, תומכי רוצחים. אגב, באוניות שלהם נמצאו קרחנה שלמה. הם לא באו באמת לא למשט, לא לעזור, אלא הם באו בעד עזה, בעד הטרוריסטים. אלה טרוריסטים. הם תומכי טרור.
מה זה פה?
הספינה שלהם. המפכ"ל בדיוק מראה לי את זה, יחד עם מפקד מחוז דרום. מחפשים כאן סיוע הומניטרי. יש כאן מטרנה אחד.
מה זה? זה סיוע הומניטרי? אני לא רואה פה שום דבר.
יש כאן, הייתה כאן מטרנה אחד, לפי מה שהמפכ"ל אומר, ונראה, כל חינגה אחת גדולה. איזה חינגה יש כאן? לא סיוע ולא הומניטרי.
Okay, sorry, I didn't simultaneously bring it up to translate, but basically it's Ben-Gvir going like, look at all these terrorists, they're the terrorists, and you hear Free Palestine, but that gets cut out because clearly this was put out by Israel as like a propaganda thing.
Right.
They also, he goes to one of the boats and like, look, there's no humanitarian aid. There's baby formula, but that's it, you know. And look at it's messy, and you're just like, oh, buddy, what are you doing? Meanwhile, here's Kieran's sort of interpretation of how that went down.
COVID's 2 days later.
Wait, hang on. This is what I was gonna do.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, hang on. This is like so long ago. Wait 1 second. Dun, dun, dun. Give me 1 second.
I like it because it's a live stream, so this is all happening right now.
I know. You just got to do music. You just got to go wait for music.
Yeah. Hey. Also,
okay.
Oh, here it is.
Of a crowd. Yeah, so Ben-Gvir, I've got a personal message for Ben-Gvir. I look at the camera to say it. Ben-Gvir, you said you were going to lock us up under terror charges for 10 years. Well, what's going on, man? I'm back home. It's 2 days later. It was a failure. Everything the guy says is hot air. He's a repulsive slug. And everything he does is for show. He came out and said, you're all terrorists. We made him look like a mug. We all shouted free Palestine. They were they were scared that we were going to get out of control, and they were also really shocked that we did that. They weren't expecting it. They expected us to be cowed like mice before a cat, cowed into silence and reverence. And that's what he expected. He came out thinking that was going to happen, and instead we made him look like a fool in his own yard. And then he came to the prison cell. One of my friends spat at his feet. Wow. Someone else said, you're a baby killer. You know, it didn't go the way Ben-Gvir wanted. He wanted us to be locked up for 10 years. And I'm back in the UK 3 days later. Yeah. So, fuck him and the horse he rode in. I mean,
Okay. Just so good.
Another indication that the whole country's a psyop.
Yeah. I mean,
right. I mean,
because they expected them to be like cowed and like they really are like huffing paint.
Right.
And this, I think, goes to the real impact of the flotilla, which is exposing Israel as the cowardly, bigots that they are. Their navy ain't all that. They got very close to coming in within distance of Gaza to the point where fishermen were able to fish and took the attention away. They didn't care that they were being locked up. They refused food, a lot of them in a hunger strike. And I also think that many people did call and did protest. We saw the massive protests all throughout Europe. In support of the flotilla members, and so it is symbolic in a way, but it really bursts the bubble. And as Matt has created a whole podcast dedicated to, it is about the illusion, to Lana, your point, the illusion of impenetrability, of righteousness, of victimhood, the illusion that they're the good guys, which is exactly that, just a fucking illusion.
Yeah, and I also, just to talk about Ben-Gvir a little bit.
Please.
Have you ever seen a more the penguin looking ass motherfucker in your entire life? I mean, it's just so funny.
What did he call him, a slug? He was a slug. Very accurate.
He looks like a miniature Jabba the Hutt. The guy straight up has a thin layer of mucus following him wherever he goes, and it's so interesting who Israelis find to be their leaders, who they find to be their right wing
like the supreme of the ethno state, like
right? Yes,
the cream of the crop.
But like, look at our people. I mean, look at Tom Homan.
No, of course.
Well, we definitely are.
Yeah,
like, no, we're not in there. Look at Stephen Miller.
Yes, well, none of us are.
We're not declaring an ethno state yet.
I love how MAGA. I mean, MAGA and Israel are similar, and it's like, oh, our guys are tough and strong and muscular, except for these whom I love, these moldy tangerines.
Yeah, exactly. They're like straight up. Ben Gvir looks like he in a previous life he was a seal who caught fish at SeaWorld. Like he's got.
That's so mean to them. That is so mean. I know.
I'm sorry, but he's got seal energy. You know what I'm saying? And so like
he definitely looks like he smells like a seal.
For sure. And I'm sorry, but like whenever he does his tough guy routine, you have to you smile at the fact that he is always surrounded by bigger, balder dudes who are just like, no, he is tough. He's a tough guy. And like he cannot be alone without a gun. He can't. He straight up can't. If you ever see any video with him, he's always got a gun on him.
Oh, actually, this is not just your imagining. He actually.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Did he actually used to eat fish in a SeaWorld?
Probably. I mean, definitely at one point was running for mayor in Gotham and bit someone's nose.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
I have to just I want to round everything out with a little bit of how much the world has definitely turned. Because of the flotilla, because of reality again. And this is just a small snippet, but it made me smile and it made me happy. I'm half Italian, I got a lot of family there still. Here are Italians a few days ago. Mind you, this is days before their general strike, which was on Friday. This was like a few days before. There was just a protest was happening. I think this is in Rome. And here's Italians' response to the protest. He says, bravo, because what's going on is terrible. I'd like to abandon my car. These are people who are in traffic. They're being stopped by the protest. They don't care. Today we like it, she says, even though we usually don't like traffic, because it's for a very important reason. In fact, I said, how nice that I took the wrong road. Another guy. Or another woman. You don't look angry to me. No, I'm happy. Why are you happy? You're demonstrating. Oh, they're just so wonderful. Meanwhile, if you so much as block
block a road, block an airport in America.
Block a road here, and our city attorney will charge you with a felony. Everyone needs to vote for Marissa Roy, by the way, if you're here in LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marissa Roy, we'll talk a lot about her. But just the world has turned. Here's Gustavo Petro. Have you guys seen this? Absolutely just destroying. This is at the UN, destroying Israel. And this is the kind of energy we need. Oh, hang on. He says, there is no superior race. There's no chosen people of God. It's not the United States. It's not Israel. Ignorant fundamentalists of the extreme right. The chosen people of God is humanity in full. They use immigration as an excuse to do nothing about the climate crisis. They use immigration to gain white votes. But from power, they hide all the consumption of carbon and petrol. Taladrar, taladrar, taladrar. That really makes me want to say taladrar and drill, drill, drill. United Nations has to change. We must, before anything, stop the genocide of Gaza. I mean... I love this guy so hard. Can he be global president?
Can he be our president?
Yeah.
That is
such a contrast from Argentina's president.
Oh boy. Don't get me started.
God.
Yeah. The who we may or may not be giving $20 billion to.
Well, because he's so good.
It's good to be buddies with the right people,
Yeah.
It's always good to lend people more money when they've
fucked up the economy,
fucked up the money they had.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just like, it proves. But all to say, like, their tide is turning, the world is turning. You've got filmmakers for Palestine boycotting any Israeli film, basically Israeli productions or promotion in Israel.
Right, that are, I think specifically that are complicit in the genocide somehow, but still a huge, huge deal for Hollywood. If any of you are Hollywood people out there, the way all three of us are, we're all big Hollywood.
We're all big Hollywood people. Don't look us up.
Yeah, sometimes Hollywood calls me up, but then it turns out to be a
robocall.
A robocall from DirecTV. But
before we end, guys, I do want to just talk about the big fun thing is that the ADL and the FBI have had a breakup. So,
for now.
And it all seems to have been prompted by James Comey, because it seems like this administration is finding out that the FBI under Comey and the ADL worked together and talked about anti-Semitism on the rise in the United States. Kash Patel tweeted, James Comey wrote love letters to the ADL and embedded FBI agents with them, a group that ran disgraceful ops spying on Americans. Okay, that era is over. The FBI won't partner with political fronts masquerading as watchdogs. So not partner with Turning Point USA, not partner with Israel writ large.
Well, didn't it start because the ADL also criticized TPUSA?
Yes, thank you, Lana, because the origin story of this is that the FBI found an entry about Charlie Kirk that called Kirk basically a Christian nationalist and a white supremacist. And so the ADL deleted that entry, but no matter, that's the
Elon
reason.
Musk called them a hate group.
Yes, he did. Elon Musk
I
tweeted that the ADL was a hate group, quote tweeting Cernovich, good people. The ADL hates Christians, therefore it is a hate group. This is September of this year, guys. This is now. And again, we could put aside the ADL for 1 second. The fact that they work so hard to do things like excuse Elon Musk's awkward gesture they called when he Sig Heiled, guys. They tweeted, it's a delicate moment. It's a new day and so many are on the edge. Our politics are inflamed and social media only adds the anxiety. Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm.
It happens.
Not a Nazi salute. Sometimes you just got to Sig Heil. They have worked above and beyond. In addition to the fact that they have been tracking Palestine activists for the government and calling any anti-Israel criticism, anti-Semitism.
Right.
They are premiers in that. And yet, lo and behold, the white nationalists will never love them back because they are Jewish. Now, nobody tell Stephen Miller he's Jewish.
Yeah.
He'll be the last to know.
Yes.
But it's just so predictable that this was going to happen. I don't know, Matt, before we talk about like what the ADL has done.
Right.
Don't forget, prior to this, long time ago, the ADL had beef with a lot of the social media companies because they were pushing a lot of that, when Trump won, they were pushing a lot of the hate speech stuff that forced Mark Zuckerberg. A lot of that was pre-October, way before that. The tides kind of changed after October 7th.
Absolutely.
Yes, because the ADL has been, more and more co-opted, as basically a Zionist front. Every year it would do it more and more, especially once Jonathan Greenblatt took over at the head. But yeah, I mean, looking at this, it's also obvious and predictable. I find it really funny that the ADL is being bit. They accidentally are biting themselves in the ass by having a past that at one point sort of resembled a civil rights group. So, like, because of that, they have an entry about Christian identity hate groups. And there are Christian identity hate groups, period. And that is an undeniable fact. The Southern Poverty Law Center lists them. So does the ADL, because at one point the ADL did stuff like that. That's not to say it's ever been really a very good organization, but it at least had some sort of role that it assigned itself. The fact that they are now being pushed in a position where they have to not list some hate groups that explicitly hate Jews, by the way, hate groups that are explicitly anti-Semitic. The fact that they have to not list those in order to gain favor with the FBI.
You just deleted it. I mean, you deleted it like RFK is deleting stuff at the CDC.
Right.
Trump is they're all deleting stuff about white. Everyone's deleting stuff about violent white extremism.
Right. And like when it comes to the ADL specifically, giving themselves the role of, well, we're the people who, we're trying to protect Jews in America. The fact that they are unwilling to fight back on the idea that, yes, there are Christian nationalists or Christian identity hate groups that hate Jews explicitly. The fact that they are willing to throw American Jews under the bus for the sake of gaining favor with an FBI and an administration, all for the sake of Israel. Does that not give away the whole game?
It's more important they hate Muslims than love the Christians.
Yes, 100%. And the funny thing about the Christian identity thing that came out, they got ADL got shit for it. And even from some people I know, some activists I know, who are like, what are the ADL, which is, as we know, a Zionist front group, is saying that all Christians are bad. And it's like, no, that isn't what that entry means. But I also don't care to correct them, because I know very well that the ADL is, even the good stuff they do is in bad faith. Like everything they do is for the sake of
What's
Israel.
Really obnoxious about the ADL occupying the space that it does is that we do need hate group and hate crime trackers that are honest,
right? That
do not, conflate things like anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism. Right. We specifically
they need to be non-denominational.
Right.
They need that, but also I do think there need to be specific. I mean, like, okay, we, go to CARE to learn about, Islamophobic hate, and we go, to the ADL to learn about anti-Semitic attacks. But of course, less and less ever since, we see that they conflate, again, anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism from Axios. And this I didn't know. This warrants, more, a deeper look. But in the 50s and 60s, the FBI was interested in disrupting communist activity, and the ADL welcomed help from law enforcement trying to expose radical movements on the right and the left. So in other words, the ADL, it has also tried to, work with the FBI, ousting any leftists.
They've always been turncoats.
Yeah, right, exactly. And in exchange, they receive information about white supremacists and hate movements, which I'm just like, don't fucking work with the FBI.
Well, the ADL has always been compromised. And that's the thing, is like the ADL, not unlike a lot of different civil rights organizations and different organizations in general that purport to do one thing and kind of secretly do another, especially on the left, or not the left, but especially liberal organizations. The problem, what makes it so disgusting with the ADL is that it is just so blatantly contributing to anti-Semitism in America, and it doesn't mind throwing Jews under the bus if it means supporting the state of Israel.
Yeah,
which is like that to me is like, well, then stop pretending to be anything else. Stop pretending you're not just a mouthpiece for the state of Israel. Stop, requiring states at the local level to use their particular definition of hate crime, of hate group, of anti-Semitism, of anti-Zionism. Like the amount of influence that they have, not just on a federal level, but on a local level, is massive.
Yeah.
And they need to be culturally, for every American, synonymous with a genocide. They need to be known that, this group does not, it'd be like, the SS is giving us some statistics on hate crimes. don't trust the SS on that. You know what I mean? Like you need to associate them with what they actually are, which is genocidal monsters.
Yeah. I'm glad we've covered everything there is to cover, and we've solved everything and fixed it.
We fixed it all.
Lana Salah, thank you so much for joining me for the first time in the Bitchuation Room. Bring in the heat. Where can people find you, see you live, follow your work?
My website, lanasalah.com with an H. My socials, the Lana Salah. And my shows are listed on there. Like I said, I do produce the monthly show in Culver City at Bigfoot West, Bigfoot Comedy. So that's the last Sunday of every month usually. And just wherever they be booking me around town. So definitely sign up for my mailing list if you want to see me in your area.
Yes. All right, Lana, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. Take care, and appreciate all of you out there. I'm going to read some comments and then, skedaddle. Linda Martinson, congrats on 300 shows. That's right. This is going to be a really good stream with really good people. I hope it was.
Yes, it was.
Mina says, I love to hear both of you on Behind the Bastards.
Oh, samesies. That's a fun show to do.
Yeah, very fun. Can't wait to be back on. Jody Odell, thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Denton says, the owner of the apartment complex called ICE. Yes. It really is important to understand how ICE is being used for. I mean, they themselves are so messy and are so people are going to die. They've already died. More people are going to die, including them. But the fact of the matter is that whether you are a predator who wants to, touch on women and kidnap people, whether you're somebody who wants to do other harm to them and you're not part of ICE, or whether you're a slumlord who doesn't want to make any fix-its and you don't know how to evict a bunch of people, you also will call ICE. Or whether you're an employer who want to get, fire your employees or whatnot. Get them
crazy.
Legally.
It's crazy that we've reached a point where all of the talk about we don't need police anymore for a lot of these things, for mental health issues, people having episodes. Now it's well, you can call police or you can call worse police.
Yeah.
Now there's worse police.
Yes,
you can call.
There really are worse police.
Yeah.
We thought
I want someone older and fatter to do this. Someone who can act a little bit outside of the law. You know what I mean? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I want someone who believes in race science.
Right.
To come.
Can I get a cop who's more into phrenology?
Clark Boss says, kind of sad that Francesca can't sift her fingers through Matt's hair. Just another illusion. I absolutely can, and he likes it. I got rid of the super chat.
Oh no,
I got rid of the wrong one. Thank you, DJC Mission. Appreciate you. Thank you. Jonida says, I just remember this redhead teen girl who became known after she fought an IDF soldier. I don't remember her name. She's probably gone too now. She is not gone. Her name is Ahed Tamimi. And my good friend Dina Takuri wrote a book with her called "They Call Me a Lioness," and you should all buy the book and read it. They co-wrote that, and it's beautiful.
Ahed Tamimi and her entire family. The Tamimis are they're incredible people, and you should read more about them.
Yes, Linda Martinson. The stream is really important and real in people's uprisings and awakening. Please share the stream, everyone. Yes, please share the stream.
Share the stream.
Dizzle McFizzle, there you are. Here's a 10 spot for Fran and Matt. Not only are you both beautiful inside and out, very funny. Free Palestine. Thank you so much. Cindy Bagby says, anyone in the chat going to the live Bad Hasbara shows at the Gutter and the Bell House stand-up show with Francesca, Matt, and Daniel Monte? Yeah, meetups. Yeah. Everyone meet up for a drink, hang, meet each other, go early. I think the Gutter, there's bowling.
Yeah, but
not that night.
The performance is outside of the bowling alley. It's in a separate area, and you won't be able to hear the bowling. But also, it's mostly sold out. Though there are a few
standing room.
No, there's
at the door.
There might be a few at the door at the Gutter. So,
but our show on October 13th is not sold out.
Not sold out.
Bring a friend.
Yeah.
Les Watts says, Les, God, you've been around for so long. Thank you. I like the Elon Pape phrase, the incremental genocide for what went on from 1948. Agreed. John Farrell, I'm sick to my stomach that 10/7 was basically treated as Israel's 9/11 moment. It happened, and therefore the government gets to go to war and and push propaganda. Yes. Moon Dragon says, what's hilarious is Trump meets all the criteria for the Antichrist. He's right there.
Smells like sulfur.
He definitely smells like just the dirtiest diaper.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kenzie Page, member for 12 months. Woo, year 1 with the Frantifa. Thanks for all you do. No, thank you. And with that, one last thing, Matt Lee, before you bounce out of here. We got to do the fart song. Yeah. All the patrons, thank you. I appreciate you and love you. But Lindsay M, Dina, and K Diggity 313, thank you. Healthier system upgraded to the innermost cabal. Your video is on the way, good sir or madam or otherwise. Thank you to Fizzy Drinks for giving out 5 community subs over on Twitch. Appreciate you. I hope you are the Mr. Fizzy Drinks from TikTok.
That'd be so sick.
Eric the 77 the Red, thank you so much for being a member. 11 months strong. Thank you, AJ Nestor, for resubscribing at 17 months strong. Thanks for all you do, Francesca. No, thank you. And with that, you can also become a Substack paid member, frannyfio.substack.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Bitchuation Room or Bitchuation Pod, or find us anywhere else. And thank you to Paige Omek, to Brent Godin, and to Andy Vasoyan. And until next Tuesday, next Wednesday, because I'm traveling to New York next Wednesday. Fight the power. Fuck the patriarchy, free Palestine, and don't just bitch about it. Be about it. Bye, bye, bye.